Hi, this time it's a starting lesson. All right, I'm going to starting. I have to prepare my exam. I don't even know how to start it. However, I'm going to start by switching on more lights. Please. I didn't know if I'm going to pass the exam or not, but however, I do expect it that you take advantage of this opportunity to see how to study, how to prepare an exam. I'm going to start by saying, all right, topics. I'm going to start by, I don't know, the educational system. Hi, I'm whatever name I am. I'm sitting at C2 level. My topic is the education system. The education system first was firstly created in order to meet the needs of the industrial revolution. However, however, on the other hand, if you prefer, if you like, uh, nowadays we're facing a very different and a very radically different situation. A very radically different situation. How come? Uh, there are a variety of reasons for that thing. First off, first of all, or what else to start with, to begin with, um, the education system has been used for politicians, and they've been renovating it. They claim to have been had to have been renovating it for for years and years and years, and the final results are not the desired ones. Um, Today we are living in the era of we are today that we are living at the digital era. It's a wonderful chance in order to try to to produce a much more creative. Not only is it a chance to create a much more creative students, but teachers also. We shall not forget that teachers are the crux of the matter, and now there are more resources than ever. Let's take, for instance, the internet. The internet is a wonderful tool that can be used for teachers. Not only can does the internet allow to change everything. I mean that not only that, but not only but it allows you to create. It allows teachers to create websites or using Facebook or YouTube channels in order to update new new tools for learning and for studying and for preparing for the exams. And secondly, I d- we can think of that one of the main important, one of the best of all possible approaches to this is to firmly realize the fact of the importance of motivated students. And now it's much easier than in the past, because there are endless possibilities to create fun games, video games. You can even use video games. There's a thing, yeah, gamification is in our story, because you're using video games in order to create magic, in order for students to have more fun. And they can even or the third point I like to point out is the fact of the importance of yes, is that online courses and homeschooling will probably be the future of education. And yeah, indeed, in other countries, homeschooling rates are much bigger than our country's figures. And within 10 years time, 10 or 20 years time, more students will homeschool, will be homeschoolers. Yeah, and thereby uh, and they have all the unimaginable tools in order to prepare for an exam. And yeah, and they can contact with the teacher on a regular basis, because uh, there are lots of websites and YouTube channels and yeah, that are very interesting for students, you know. And yeah, the only thing I can tell you of is that reading up on the status of reading up on the status of, let's say, English or math or science or whatever, can be fascinating if it's correctly led. Um, yeah, if it's correctly led. And another point is that let's face it, our country is facing terrible percentages of failure, of scholar failure, and that should be attached, because or since of us it's very essential for our future generations, and thereby we have to do all we have in our hands in order to avoid the thing in the near future, or in the near future, or if you like, in the probably future, you know. And this is all I wanted to convey. All right, now I'm going to change the topic. Topic is health and education, health and insurance. Health has been misled for decades. Doctors have just treated the symptoms, but they haven't treated the the they've just treated the symptoms of illnesses, but they haven't treated the symptoms of illnesses, but they haven't treated the the cause of these symptoms. And another thing, but there are the doctors. There are the doctors, regular doctors, modern medicine. There are drawbacks and cons and pros, or pros and drawbacks. One one of the drawbacks certainly is, or instantly, if you like, the fact of most drugs are have secondary effect. Maybe it's treating the symptoms, but on the other hand, it's committing or making prejudice to the body. All right, and that should be attached. Attached. Mm, that should be attached. Attached. Mm, yeah. Um, Treating illnesses can be very expensive, and nowadays another pro is that they're very doctors are more ready than ever, and they can update. Doctors are more ready than ever, and they can update. They can get updated all the time. I mean, regarding the information about new ways of healing, new medicines or new drugs, and thereby, yeah, this would be a pro, or a pro. Another point is that even though even though um, I'm sorry, I'm sleepy, but I'm trying it. All right, I'm trying it. Yeah, drawbacks. To conclude, health is very important when it comes to to perform well and to live a long and pleasant life. And it is a fact, or it seems to be a fact, that body, mind, and soul, or spirit, if you like, are linked together. First of all, if our minds are corrupted or are ill, we are depressed, facing the depression. For example, the depression figures nowadays are amazing, and they are constantly increasing. And thereby, when a person is mentally ill, his body is going to suffer, and his or her body is going to suffer, as well as his or her soul or spirit, if you like. Another important aspect of it is that I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. All right, another topic. The third topic of the day is, uh, excuse me. The third topic of the day is careers and jobs. In the past, going back to the past, the main worries or concerns, if you like, of most people, at least in developed countries, was to get a job, to get paid. Uh, they just focus on on money, or not of on focusing on realization, to get to find happiness in your job, to keep on fighting when it comes to realization. First of all, uh, we ought to choose between making money or making money, or promptly how do you say that thing? Making money, or else being again, how to say that. This because or since I'm studying and trying to you know to right, that's it. No, to happy. In order to be fulfilled and happy, maybe to fulfilled and happy, or money. Money. I know it's a topic, but it's true at the same time, and it's that money does not buy, or will not, won't ever buy happiness. Indeed, there are millionaires who have committed suicide, or killed themselves. Why does it happen? Why does it happen? Firstly, because they're not fulfilled. They don't feel fulfilled and happy. They don't. They feel happy. On the contrary, not only don't they feel happy, but they do feel really unhappy. And it's our mission, new ways of living. I mean, there are. We have to bear in mind that there are lots of people who failed at school, who didn't even go to university, and now they are millionaires or even billionaires. And although it's true that money does not buy happiness, well, they've met with success in a certain way. Let's take, for example, let's take, for instance, uh, uh, in my view, or to my mind, if you like, this happens only because of the fact that they are um, exploiting their full potential and creativity. Once you give you 100% and you're 100% motivated, you feel fulfilled and motivated, money won't ever be an issue again, because money will come to you once you create, once you get your full potential, and you've exploded your creativity as well. And the only thing I can think of is that there are many cases where people who have got seriously that with this thing. Yeah. Another thing is the pressure students have to face in most cases, because parents want their children to study a degree, and maybe their children do not feel like studying a degree, and they maybe they have a dream and they want to try, at least to try to make it true. And as for me, if I had to choose, or if I had, or had I to choose, if I had to choose, if you like, I'd choose to let children do their own way, and make their own mistakes. By doing that, they're going to learn from their mistakes and from their failures, if you like. Jobs and careers, yeah. And another thing which is very obvious today is that we are living in a society, in a stressful society. There's nothing more stressful than going by and go for a walk on Mondays after big city such as Barcelona, Madrid, or London, or although London is beautiful and magic, but there's a lot of stress in people's lives, and this is because they only following the path of money and abundance in terms of money or financially speaking, if you like, but they do not follow in their dreams. There are many obstacles in the way of life, but however, we ought to try to get stronger and to try to run risks, you know, and go out from the comfort zone. Sometimes people feel like a fish out of the water, or like an elephant in a garage, if you like. Um, we should look for happiness, and happiness that does not come from money. Believe me, does not come from money. When I'm telling you that thing, by having had resources and having had a beautiful house, big house with a 3,000 meter square garden. No, garden. Well, yeah, garden. All the property was 3,000 meter property, and yeah, I was entirely unhappy because there, the circumstances are the main point when it comes to be happy or elated or delighted, if you like, or content, if you like. I would say, you know, in the end, we're only looking for happiness, or whether we're working with in a bar or whether in a temple, we only want to be happy. You know, happiness around us, happiness within us, and happiness around us. All right, and yeah, this is what I wanted to convey here. All right, the fourth topic will be uh, transportation. There are in the past, people wouldn't own a car and they'd just walk by or walk around in order to search for food. Nowadays, however, 70, maybe, I don't know, percentage was maybe 70 or 80 or more, or 90% of people in developed countries have or own at least a car, or one car, if you like. And it's a pity because we're not thinking about the planet. I mean, dealing with stress and the enormous amount of people, and the stress of life, of everyday's life, is terrible, and we cannot cope with it. And sometimes I feel like a fish out of the water, or like an elephant in a garage. Excuse me, in a garage, if you like. In a garage, excuse me, in a garage, if you like. And the only thing I can think of is that something must be done in order to change our perspective of life, and that's why we're going to change our minds and our lives and our future and our present. We should respect nature. We should make respect nature, and thereby it's the last time. I mean, transportation, yeah, transportation. I don't know in other cities, but in my city, in our city, public transportation is not very effective. It's too slow, and reaching your destination can take you for quite a few time. For quite a few time, we should look for new elements of changing that direction. Yeah, I do really, I firmly believe in it. That thing, excuse me, thing. Um, yeah, the education system. Okay, this is to conclude. Public transportation. I mean, is not very effective at all, and yeah, and although there are some new bus coaches and buses, and they're fine, we cannot hide reality. We cannot uh, hide around the bus. Politicians so often do that thing. When it comes to problems, politicians go around, go behind the bus, bus, or something like that.